Hey, it's me. So before we get into the actual video, I just wanted to say sorry about the horrible video quality for like the actual drum shots. I lost the original file, so I had to download this file from YouTube, and it clearly didn't really work out, and I'm not really sure what's wrong with it. So if you know, go ahead and comment down below on what the issue is, but I just wanted to give you a formal apology for the crappy video quality for that. Back to the video. It's so nice outside. So today I'm gonna do another song walkthrough just because I feel like, again, they're fun to do and you guys seem to enjoy them, so I'm gonna keep you with that theme. Today's song it's an older song, but it's still really cool. And for this, to give you some like context before we jump into it, the song was a very loose structure. So basically we had like a basic roadmap, but as far as drum parts and everything else go, it was just open-ended. Basically do whatever you feel like. It's our cat. Basically the parts were open-ended and you just do whatever felt right in that moment. So with that, let's get into it. So I'm using a mallet on the floor tom, and there's actually some thought behind that, because you might be asking like, John, why didn't you just use a drumstick? And drumsticks are great, but sometimes you need something that's a little more 808 sounding. That might not be a word. And basically this is what I do to kind of recreate that. It's basically just taking some of the attack off of the initial like wood hitting the drum head, and instead it's going to be felt, so it'll be a little bit softer and less, it'll have less attack basically. And now I'm playing a little harder because we're repeating the section, but I know the energy needs to go up. So I'm playing the same exact thing, just playing it with a little more aggression, and the volume's going up just slightly. That's a great way to like raise the energy without changing any like parts. Just play a little bit harder or dig in a little bit more, and that a lot of times can achieve what you're doing, which is to push the song forward again, to have themes and to kind of push that with the energy basically stacking on top of each other as the song progresses. And the nice thing about this is like I can sit here and like this is like I can set up camp here for a while if I need to, or I can just kind of at a moment's notice go further. I brought 16th notes in with the mallet hand, so it's not as percussive and it's not as like in your face, but it's still giving that underlying like note, kind of like what I did with the ride cymbal on the Blessings walkthrough. Oh, and before we go on, I forgot to mention too, I'm actually doing cymbal splashes with my left foot, and I do this a lot to kind of like give some more like space within the notes and to kind of fill in like the dead zones to make it feel more cohesive, I guess. Because if I'm just doing like kick drum like poof, with the floor tom and everything else, it could feel kind of spacey, especially when there's not a lot of stuff going on within this song. So yeah, that's what's going on. Wanted to address that. Now we're doing a snap build again, snare just snapping, but I go back to that floor tom. It's also good to mention, a lot of young drummers will do this, and this really, it's subtle, but it makes a big difference. When you're doing builds like that where all your limbs are hitting at the same time, make sure that everything's hitting at the same time and it's not doing like a flam thing, because it could sound like instead of, and it really can feel distracting, and it'll give that sense of like you're not sitting on like a firm foundation. And again, the drums, the whole point of drums in this context is to set a firm foundation for everyone to build on top of. So keep that in mind. it dropped into the chorus, the bridge. And you'll notice I'm doing 16th note stomps on the left foot. One, that helps me keep everything tight and in time, but also since I'm just doing like washes on the ride, it's given me more of a rhythm and more of the percussive element to basically lift the energy even more. It's similar to like if a backing track has like a tambourine doing 16th notes, I can do that without a track because obviously we're not using a track because this is all just free flow. I do that a lot for a lot of songs, and if you watch, you'll notice it in a ton of things that I do, and that's basically just giving that 16th note like element that a backing track would kind of give you. You'll notice too in these, my hands are pretty much staying in the same place on the cymbals and the drums, and that's gonna give you more consistency as well because you're gonna be producing the same note from the same spot on the drum. Because a lot can change if you move your hands like a quarter of an inch left or right or back or forward. Same with cymbals. So that's a good discipline to have, especially when you start recording. Make sure that everything stays tight and everything stays in the same place, so that it sounds consistent, because consistency is key. So right there, what I said in the mic is pastor on stage. I do that for one of two reasons. One, it kind of lets everybody in the front row know, hey, there's somebody else entering their space, so like don't close your eyes and back up, like kind of keep your eyes open and be aware of where they are on stage. And then two, it's letting everybody on stage, including the band, know, all right, this is like gonna be a transitional element. We're gonna bring in like a speaking aspect of this thing. And that's basically it. The biggest things are gonna be when you're doing a build, keep everything tight, keep everything in the same spot on the drum, hit the same place, go for the center if that's the sound you're going for. And when you're doing builds and stuff, make sure all the notes line up, make sure they're not like flaming, because that can really make everything feel really awkward and really weird quickly. Hopefully this helped you. If it did help you, go ahead and leave a comment down below, hit the subscribe button, and hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. And with that, I'm gonna go grab some lunch, and I will see you guys in the next one. Let's do the lens cap.